Well, this has to be said. Uh, Texas has been nothing less than welcoming. Um, it's been just, I keep hearing from people that Texans are like nice people and everything. I, uh, what a great state Texas is. That's not my experience so far. Now, of course, this experience is unique. This is only to do with me. Um, So let me paint you the story. Started off my day, as I mentioned prior, on one side of Texas, and then I had to kind of zigzag, from I-20 to I-30 to I-40, basically to make it to New Mexico border. I've been rained on basically every single mile since that windy part. It's been raining like hard, just crazy hard. Like there's this wall of I looked on the radar. There's like 3 fingers that are kind of like doing this number, right? And so I got hit by the first one because it's spiraling. I got hit by the second one because it's also spiraling, and then I got hit by the third one because it's also spiraling. So driving all the way through it, it wasn't like I just had to cross through a band. No, it just kind of kept rotating like so. So driving when it's really windy and it's raining, very unfortunately, I found myself in basically a hydroplaning situation. I was on top of a bridge made of concrete. Made it to the top. Now, mind you, I'm driving reduced speed. Everybody drives here 75. At the time, I was going like 50 because I'm not crazy to drive, towing with everything like that. In the rain, when it's gusting. Literally, the second I went over the crest, it just went wow. Basically, my entire RV and my trailer got like that and started kind of like, well, I mean, not at that extreme angle, but like maybe like so, and just kind of started going down the hill. It was absolutely terrifying. My mom was on the other side of the phone with me at the time. Thankfully, I righted the ship. Basically, I had to kind of, because the problem with hydroplaning, there's not much that you could do at that particular time. So you have to reduce the speed, you have to do your best to just keep a straight line, and eventually hope that it more or less straightens itself out. So in my case, what happened was, because I was on the down sort of thing, and because I kept my steering wheel locked and reduced speed, it just kind of eased itself back to what it was. And then I started drifting the other way, which was equally terrifying, because this time, instead of going into the adjacent lane, I'm pointing at the concrete on this side. So, have to, by that point I was already off the gas. I just kind of ease my way. Whew. And so scary. On to the actual Texans. I have some axe to grind. I don't know whether it's because this is like a regional thing, but drivers at the gas stations here are absolutely horrendous. Absolutely, like, it's just, it just behooves me. I've been to 4 gas stations in Texas because Texas is so big. Every single gas station, I've always had a horrible encounter with either somebody intentionally blocking me, or intentionally trying to cut in front of me, knowing that I'm trying to get in somewhere or get out from somewhere, and they just don't give a rat's what on the matter. That being said, on top of dealing with that, I've also had issues where I would pull into the gas station, and as you know, it's very difficult in RV to begin with, and it's even more difficult when you tow in something behind the RV. I have to snake my way to the gas station, right? Get out, undo the cap, put the card in, put the thing in. It will pump like 2 gallons and then stop. In one case, it pumped 8, but normally it would pump like 2 or 1 or 0.6, and you're like, what the hell is going? And there's nothing that you could do. Like, you can't just pull up to a different gas station because you're already, you know how difficult it is, right? So you pack up your skis and you mosey over to the next gas station, and lo and behold, it pumps like 40 something gallons of gas. You know, I hate to be running on fumes, but you know, that's the reason why I have a quarter tank rule. I don't get it lower than quarter tank, specifically because of cases like this. I've had incidences where, especially early in the day, when you pull into the gas station and it's just closed. It's just like there's all signage that the gas station is open, but every single pump is closed. So between the rain and the people and the winds, horrible winds, haven't had a particularly pleasurable experience in Texas. I hope that, you know, on my return trip, it will be a little bit more pleasing. Because I can't, and you know what, I'm gonna have to change something about how I'm gonna be coming back. I don't know what or how, because like my schedule is still up in the air. I'm not particularly sure about how it's going to pan out. It's very possible that I'm gonna be leaving out of Colorado to go back. It's also possible I'm gonna be leaving out of Moab to drive back. So I'm not sure, or maybe it's possible that I'm gonna stay. My goal is to bypass I-40, I-30, and I guess I could do I-20, but most definitely bypass the whole Dallas, the whole Windy Nation area, because it is just, imagine, like today I've driven 520 something miles past Dallas, and I don't know how much it is, so I apologize for if I give you the wrong numbers, but the several hundred miles that you have to go diagonally from Dallas, Fort Worth area to Amarillo, and then beyond to New Mexico. All of that stretch has been extremely windy with wind gusts like 50-60 miles an hour. My body is in a full shutdown mode. You know, everything hurts. Everything from like my ears down to my toes and everything in between. It's just, it is so stressful. As pleasurable of a drive as I had, you know, the first day, and despite the fact that it was raining the second day, it was still pleasurable. This drive through Texas has been absolute hell. 500 miles of just either dealing with traffic, or dealing with rain, or dealing with high winds, or everything at the same time, and it's just not. Now tomorrow I have another 500 mile day. With, you know, me ended up in Utah. I'm hoping that this whole rain situation is going to go away. I'm hoping that it will warm up. Believe it or not, outside right now, it's 48 degrees. Now, myself being a Florida man, I'm obviously not okay with 48 degrees. You know, anything that's below 77 is way too cold by my book. But I was absolutely not prepared for 48 degrees right now. Not at all prepared. I obviously have winter clothes and I have blankets and the whole, and, you know, heat and RV and everything. But driving here in the rain, in this cold, my tire pressure temperature sensors are going off like crazy. Like my tire temperatures are 45 degrees. And that's me going at 60 miles an hour. You know, with the wind chill and everything, it is frigid. Like, I don't know how you guys live here in Texas. It's just not, no, it's not livable. 60 mile an hour wind plus cold weather, no. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, as I go into New Mexico, that I will finally escape this bubble, and that once I get to Moab area and that Utah Mexico head and all that, it will warm up, preferably to like 75, if I could help it. That would be awfully nice, really. I could probably get by with 60, but if it's 48, so that being said, I got things to do, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.